I want to share with you a process of how I meet with local community banks and credit unions that are offering anywhere from 25,000, 50,000 to $100,000 in unsecured business lines of credit. The first process that I go through is as I'm driving about and going throughout my day, I find local community banks and credit unions and like little banks that you may have never even heard of, and I just jot that down. And then what I do from there is we call the bank up and we see, okay, what programs do they offer? In the beginning, we were making all these calls ourselves, but now at this point, we actually have a virtual assistant that's calling like hundreds and hundreds of banks all across the country. However, just start in your own backyard, see like little local branches that you have, little local banks that you have that only have like one or two branches. Those are typically portfolio lenders. And a portfolio lender is a bank that lends its own money. And those are the banks ideally that we want as small business owners or as real estate investors. Portfolio lenders lend their own money. They have in-house underwriting. And those are the ideal types of lenders that you want to work with when you're trying to raise money for your business. So let me share with you a little bit of like how the conversations are like. And after you have that list of the banks written down, you call the banks and you say, hey, what programs do you offer? Do you offer business lines of credit and all of that and business credit cards? And if you make enough of these calls, you'll find that some banks are very business friendly and some of them are not. But what you want to do is you want to follow up. And I finally got this bank today to meet with me. They're at my office. There's actually 3 representatives that came to my office. So I was a little surprised by that. But it was a really great conversation. And I know that some of my clients, they're a little hesitant with this step of actually meeting with the banks and like, what do I say? What do I do when I talk to them? The truth of the matter is they're actually looking to sell me on why I should work with their bank. So it's not so much that you're selling them on why your business is great and why you should get a business loan from them or a line of credit or a credit card. It's more of the other way around where business lending right now is very competitive. A lot of banks are offering super competitive programs like no doc unsecured business lines of credit, business loans at prime +2. So that's like 5 or 6% APR, business credit cards with high limits, $25,000, $50,000. So there's a lot of money right now that's being pumped into the market. So we pre-screen the banks, we find out what programs they have, and then we schedule a meeting. And when we're having these conversations, obviously, I share with them, what my business does, a rough idea of like what the numbers are, what the vision is for the company and all of that. But at the same time, I'm seeing what programs that bank offers. And the real magic of this whole system, like the business credit workshop system, is if you're working with local community banks, if you're working with credit unions, if you can establish rapport with the vice president of business lending, and in this case, we had like the VP of business lending and like a colleague, and then like I think it was like their boss. And some decisions were made right on the spot with respect to, if hypothetically you don't have your 2018 tax returns filed, they're on extension, or the 2019s are not in yet, all of that stuff. It's easier to get a bank to make an exception for you if you meet with them face to face. So that's really where the magic is. If you just go online and you apply for a line of credit with like Bank of America or another bank, just do an online application or a paper application. There's no human being, interaction. And that's why I really suggest that you work with local community banks and credit unions that are portfolio lenders. They have in-house underwriting because they can make decisions and judgment calls on the spot and then advocate for you and your business on behalf of your business when they go and submit the application to the underwriter. So yeah, as a result of this, I'm applying for a $100,000 unsecured no doc business line of credit and a $50,000 no doc business credit card. This is exactly the steps that I needed to take in order to find the bank and build a relationship. Of course, before you apply, make sure that you build up your business credit profile so that's perfect. And you want to do that in such a way that banks are willing to lend to you. So I have a free guide that shows you how to build up your business credit score so that it's perfect and so that you're ready to apply for business credit. And inside of my free guide, I share with you how you can find hundreds of banks that offer no doc unsecured business lines of credit, including the bank that was just in my office about a half hour ago. You can go to businesscreditworkshop.net if you want to download that free guide and get a copy of that. Again, businesscreditworkshop.net. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. It's something that's provided tremendous value to my business, is just learn the art of networking, the art of shaking hands and meeting with local community banks, meeting with credit unions. It takes a lot of effort. However, you're finding programs that you can't find on pamphlets, you can't find on websites. You're meeting with decision makers that an underwriter, in some other state wouldn't be able to make. But when you have that relationship with that local community bank and they're in your office, they're going to advocate for you. And in many cases, not all cases, they're going to try to push things through to that approval line. And that is one of the best tips that I could share with you guys. Guys, appreciate you, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.